Hey, what up, dudes? No, just kidding. This is Daniel Curry here. Hello, everyone. This video, it's been a few days. I'm going to cover follow action of clips, which I have seen a few people cover this. The very basics of it, and these are not very popular videos. I don't know why more people don't explore this feature in live. It is amazing. And first, let me recap a little bit. I've taught you guys now how to build a drum rack with I built a cinematic drum rack, but you can build any kind of a drum rack, and I showed you how to use Max for Live devices to add LFOs to different parameters and even to choose parameters randomly. I taught you how to build, how to use this scene over here to, or this view to use drum loops and actually modify them and mangle them. I taught you how to build how to get random bass notes by building instrument racks and using Max for Live devices and the device randomizer. I taught you how to build a bass rack, instrument rack full of bass instruments, which is what we got here. And right now, let's just, I'm going to hit the F note, and I can select a wave. Yep, sounds awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, using the same track that we started with, let's hear some of these drums. Every time we bust these loops off, they're going to be a little bit different because of the randomization that's going on in here. But I'm gonna work very quickly. All right. So first, I need to build I need to build a clip. So I'm going to make a little bass line by just basically staccato stabs in F. Now, what I'm going to do after that is I'm going to build an audio track, and I'm going to resample, and I'm going to create a few different clips, okay, of the same loop. But each time I resample, well, I'm just going to get a huge long sample and chop it up afterward, I believe. And I'm going to mess with some of these parameters down here while it's playing and recording, so that each of those clips that I chop up is going to be a little different. Let me show you what I mean. First, a bass line. Okay, 16 measures, that means it's 4 bars. Okay, so over here, I'm going to select this. Control T will add an audio track here. Okay, we have an audio track, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the I/O right here, and I'm going to get audio. This track number 2 is going to get audio from track number 1 instead of from the external ins. Okay. And I'm going to turn it off so that we can't hear it. And I'm going to arm it for recording. I'm going to turn this I/O off so you can see what I'm doing, but I'm going to get it going. It's recording from here. Okay, so now 64, that means that I have 4 separate 4-bar loops here. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to grab this loop bar down here. I'm going to pull that down to 4 bars, so from 1 to 5 here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate that. Okay, and on the first one, I'm going to select this loop bar here. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to crop the sample. Okay, now on the new one here, I'm going to take the loop bar here and select it. Then I'm going to hold shift and go up arrow, which takes me to the next section. And then I'm going to grab the clip, Control D, go to the third one, and I'm going to do that again. So it selects a new section, right? Then I'm going to grab the last one, Control D, and on this last one I'm going to do that, select the loop bar and move it to the last section. Now I'm going to right click this, crop sample. I'm going to right click the one above it, crop sample. I'm going to right click the one above that and crop sample. And since I already did the first one, now I have 4 different instances of the same bar, of the same bass line, but they all sound a bit different because I'm using different parameters in different ways. So I'm going to stop this first one from playing. I'm going to turn this back on and not arm it for recording, and I'm going to listen to it. Listen. That's the first one. Now, second one, third one, and the fourth one. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what this follow action is all about. I'm going to select all of these by holding shift, and down here it says 4 clips are selected. Now, if you can't see this, you just Control Tab until you see it. And then you see what I'm going to do. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to arm legato. Okay. Actually, before I do that, down here I'm going to start with the follow action I was going to talk about. Okay. Right now, this follow action, this is the timing. It means that every 1 bar, okay, that's what that means, it's going to do one of these 2 actions. Okay. If I hit that arrow, there's no action, which is what the default is. That's what it's set to now. Stop means that every bar it will stop. Play again means that it will play again every bar. Previous means that it will play the bar above it. If I play the last one, it will go up to the top. What I'm going to do for the demonstration is I'm going to go down here, and in this group of clips here, I'm going to select follow action any. What that means is that every single bar, right, it's going to play a new bar. Listen, watch. See how it's blinking? Okay, so it's skipping all around here randomly. And actually, that randomization is actually determined by this ratio of numbers here. But I'm just going to leave it 1 to 0. And I'm going to reselect all of these again. Now notice that each time one of these triggers, it starts the clip from the beginning, right? If I have this one, it starts from the beginning. You can see down here. Next one starts from the beginning. Next one from the beginning, and so on and so forth, right? So the whole bass line at this rate is never going to play because the bass line is 4 bars long. So with them all selected, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to hit legato. Legato means that as one finishes, the other one picks up right where it left off. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so now we're getting a full bass line. That's fantastic. The one problem I have now is that their follow action is 1 bar is too long in my opinion. So I'm going to get rid of this, pull it down to 0, and I'm going to put the 2 in there. That means every half a bar. This is 1 bar, half a bar, and this is notes. So now it's going to move a little faster with some drums. Alright, so now I've got this follow action set up. I'm going to release the next video a little later today, and it's going to be on using this same method and the same feature, but with different applications. So I hope everybody had a fantastic first day of spring, and I know that it feels like deep summer here in Albuquerque. It's super, super hot and super sunny and unseasonably warm and a little alarming, but I love you all.